is used for only read-only live bindings.
Okay. We can import from any exported module, right? By using import.
Yeah.
So we have to follow the current directory and parent directory and
Directory.
present directory, right? So those things we have to follow whenever we are trying to upload the modules, right? Yeah. So if you work on the images, right? If in HTML, have you tried to load any images in your HTML pages by placing them in your local project? So the same how we will load the images, right? The same way we will load our JavaScript modules for the viewing from which location, correct?
Yeah.
In the same way how images will load, in the same way our JavaScript directory structure for modules also it will work.
Okay.
So next, today we are going to discuss about the Node.js. Okay, so we can say Node.js is not a language, we can say it is a framework.
Okay.
And is a framework. Okay. So Node.js is a server-side platform which was built on Google Chrome's JavaScript engine. Okay, so far whatever we saw, right, all the JavaScript files was executed at server side or client side?
Client side.
Client side, right? I mean to say client side is nothing but those are executed in your browser, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So by using the Node.js, we can make our JavaScript files to run on server side as well.
Okay.
Is a server side platform which was built on Google Chrome's JS engine. We will call it as a V8 engine. So Node.js was developed by Ryan Dahl in 2009, and I think its latest version is some 14.8.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see that. So you can go through the Node.js website, correct? Node.js.org. The latest versions is 16.7.0 is the latest version. But most of the users are using 14.17.5. Okay, latest version is 16.7 or something. Okay. We can say Node.js is an open source runtime environment for server side, and it is used for networking applications, and also it is a single threaded. Okay, we can say Node.js is an open source runtime environment for server-side applications. Okay, server-side JavaScript applications. Okay. It is a cross-platform environment. We can say cross-platform is nothing but it can run on different operating systems. Okay, can run on different OSs. Okay, mostly Node.js was used for an event-driven, or we can say non-blocking input-output model. Okay, so for these type of applications, Node.js was using for developing the real-time projects. Okay, uses event-driven, non-blocking input-output models Node.js was using. So we can say the best type of projects that we have to develop by using the Node.js was anything which is not CPU intensive. Those applications we can develop by using the Node.js. Okay, CPU intensive is nothing but anything that requires some calculations or business logic, right?
Yeah.
Those things, it is not good to go for the Node.js.
Okay.
Okay, like if you have any video streaming, all those things, input output related stuff you have, right? Then go for the Node.js. Okay, next we have the Node modules. Okay, we have three types of Node modules. What are those? First one, built-in modules, right? I mean to say the modules which were provided by the Node.js. You can say built-in or core modules. Okay, so we have path, FS, HTTP. Okay, so these are the some of the modules we have. So if you see here, okay, built-in modules are core modules. Okay, so here he listed some of them. Okay, you can see, right, FS to handle file system. Okay, if we want to perform any operations related to the files, right, then we have to go for the FS module. Like in order to open a file, or in order to close a file, or in order to read the contents of a file, then we have to go for the FS module. Okay, next we have HTTP. In order to make our Node.js as an HTTP server, then we have to go for the HTTP. Okay, and path. path is used for the file paths. Okay, so these are the some of the modules we have, like around, I think, a lot of modules are there. So these are the mainly useful modules that we are going to use. So next local modules. Okay, the local modules are something that user creates in his project.
Okay.
The developer creates the modules. And next we have third party modules, right? Okay, third party modules are, we can say, third party modules are packages. So we have third party modules like, what are those? You can say React.js, Express.js, Express, and like this. We have a lot of third party modules. Those we can install into our application and we can use them, right? So okay, so if you see, right, npm js.org. So here, if we type anything, okay, you can see how many packages we found.
1,69,000.
69,000, right? Yeah. So these are the, we can say these are the third party modules, correct?
Yeah.
Third party packages or third party modules. Okay, in order to use them, we have to install locally for our applications, right? So we have npm. What is npm? Any idea? Okay. So npm stands for Node Package Manager. Okay, so by using npm, we can install third-party packages, right, into our application. Okay, third-party packages or modules we can install into our application. Okay, so whatever the packages that we install, right, all the packages will be stored into the Node modules folder. Okay, so what are the dependencies that are required in order to complete our application, right? Like suppose if you see, we are going to use the React, right? Then what we have to do? We have to mention what are the libraries that are required for our project, right? So all these dependencies are listed inside of our package.json, okay, which contains the list of dependencies. Understood, right? NPM scripts can be used to or create to run certain tasks, such as we can run a server, or we can compile, or we can build, or we can generate a sample application from scratch. Okay, so NPM scripts used to compile, build, to run a server. And also by using NPM scripts, we can install the third-party modules, or we can update or we can delete the third-party packages from our application. So first command is npm init. Okay, what it will do? It generates a package.json. Okay, next we have npm install express. Right, what it will do? It installs a package locally. Okay, now npm install -g node-man. So this one is used to install globally. Okay, npm update express. In order to update any module, we have to use this command. Okay, so by default, whenever we install Node.js, right, we will get the npm automatically. So we can install the Node.js by going to this website, and we can download this package and we can do installation. After installation, in order to check whether the node was installed or not, we can do it node -version. Okay, I installed 14.15.5. Next, node npm also we can install it. By default, it will be available for our with Node.js.
Okay.
Okay, what you have to do? You have to install Node.js by going through this website. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, cmd npm init, right? What it is asking? It is asking the package name, right? You can see this utility will walk through creating a package.json file. Okay, so it only covers the most common item. npm install package afterwards to install a package and save it as a dependency in the package.json file. Okay, so now I will enter. So it will ask like what are the things, what is package name you are going to install, what is the version, what is the description, what is the entry point, test command, git repository, keywords, author, license, all those things. Okay, and it is also showing what is the package.json that it generated. Correct? I will say yes. Now you can see we have a package.json generated.
Okay.
You are seeing that mostly we will use the name as a project name. Okay, the version, you know, some description, whatever we want to give. My first Node.js example. Okay, and you have main index.js. If you want to run any scripts, like if you want to build your project, you want to compile your project, and you want to run your server, those things we have to maintain into scripts as a commands. We will see in our coming sessions. Next, you have author license. Who is the author it is going to take, or what is the license that you want to do, we can do it. Now I want to install one module, right? Okay, you can see Express was installed. Correct. Now, if you see, if I refresh this, are you seeing?
Yes.
Yeah, Express mentioned as a dependency, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you see what it will do, I told that it creates one node modules folder. Okay, under node modules folder, you can see what are the packages that we installed, right? All these will come into the node modules. Are you seeing Express?
Yeah.
So you can see this is the Express.js module. Under this you have no exports here. Okay, I think this is the way of exporting the modules in Node.js. Okay, you are seeing, right? This is an object, right?
Yeah.
Request. They have created one object. They are exporting by using the Node.js way. Right? Since it is not a ECMAScript 6 way, we have to do it via Node.js way. So I may not be able to complete all the Node.js concepts.
Okay.
Since we'll deviate, right? Yeah. Whatever we require to go for React, I will cover those concepts on. Okay? So now in Node modules, you will have all the packages, whatever we are going to install. And also it makes an entry into the package.json. Okay. Next we have Webpack server. Okay, we can say Webpack is a tool. Okay, Webpack is a build tool. Okay, so we have, prior to Webpack, we have Grunt, Gulp, Task Runner, okay, these are the some of the existing tools that were used in order to build the any JavaScript based applications. So now after we got the Webpack, most of the web frameworks or applications are using the Webpack only. Okay, so I won't be able to tell the differences between Grunt, Gulp, Task Runner and Webpack. So I also started using Webpack only. Okay. So now what is Webpack? We can say Webpack is a module bundler. Okay, and it bundles all the modules. Okay, so what are the modules that we will have into our application? So Webpack will treat all our dependencies for our project. It will treat them as a module. So in order to work on any project, what are the assets or what are the files that we are going to use, right, in order to complete our project? Can you guess? We have to use the JavaScript, correct?
Yeah.
CSS, what else? HTML, and also we have to use the images, right?
Yeah.
JPG, icon, SVG, etc., right? PNG.
Yeah.
These type of images we are going to use. So here, what Webpack will say, right? So we have to dependent on all these files from one another, right?
Yeah.
So HTML will depend on CSS and JavaScript and images, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the JavaScript may depend on the images and CSS sometimes, correct?
Yes.
So in order to make these files available to one another, what Webpack is doing is making all the assets as a module. Okay, so if you see, okay, you can see we will have JS files, HBS files, .cjs, .source files. You can see one is depending on another. You can see module with dependencies. Now you can see it bundles your styles, your assets, and also your scripts, and your images. All the things it will bundle and make them into one file. Okay, you will understand once we will start the one simple example. So far what we can say, Webpack is a module bundler. Correct? It treats every asset as a module, and it makes the developer ensure that whatever the files that we have in our project, we can access them like modules. Okay, so you can say Webpack will do two main things. What are those? It bundles our code, our assets together. Okay, next. It manages dependencies as well. Okay, next we have core concepts of the Webpack. Okay, core concepts we have entry, output, loaders, okay, plugins, next mode, browser, compatibility. Okay, entry, output, loaders, plugins, mode, and browser compatibility. These are the core concepts we will have. So first we are going to see about the entry. Okay, what is the use of entry, right? Okay, so the entry is a starting point, okay, from which all the dependencies of a project we have to collect. So we are going to tell to the Webpack that what is the starting point to collect all the dependencies of our project. Understood? Okay. So suppose we will have some files, right? Like if you see, if you take any project, we will have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and images, right? Like this we will have. So here HTML is depending on CSS, JavaScript, and images, correct?
Yeah.
So, and JavaScript, sometimes it may refer the CSS file also, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now what will happen? So what is the entry point that we have to consider to build the dependencies? Understood? Like, so if I take the images are HTML file, right? So if I consider HTML as a starting point to build my dependencies graph, what I will take, I will consider first what are the dependencies that lies for this HTML, right? So HTML will depend on CSS, JavaScript and images. And also the JavaScript is again depending on JS file, correct? CSS file.
Yeah.
So by using this entry point, we can make our dependency graph, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the use of entry point. So we need some entry point to make our dependency graph. Otherwise it is difficult, right? Where you have to start your dependency graph. Okay, in practice or by default, we have a JavaScript file as a dependency graph. Okay, the default entry point for Webpack is src/index.js is the default entry point to make our dependency graph. Okay, default entry point. So, and this is also configurable. Correct? If we want to change this default entry point, we can do it by using the configuration.
Okay.
Okay, we can specify the different entry point, okay, by setting the entry property in the Webpack configuration file. So we have, okay, we have webpack.config.js is used to customize the default behaviors, whatever we will get it from Webpack, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this, what I will tell, module.exports is equal to, right here, entry is a key. For this, I am going to tell /path of my JavaScript file. Or any file we can say as an entry point for our to create the dependency graph, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next we have output. Okay, output is nothing but the destination for our module bundle. Okay, so we make all our modules as a bundles, right? So we need some destination to store our module bundles, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the default output folder for Webpack is dist/. Okay, this is the default folder. So, and also it can be configurable inside of our webpack.html. Sorry, JS. Okay, we can configure them by using the output key, by specifying output key into our webpack config.js. You can see first we have to import the path of the Java Node.js inbuilt or core module. Okay, next what I'm going to see, output is a key. For this I'm going to tell what is the path that I'm going to consider to store my created module bundlers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, we can say path dot resolve, right? We can say default it has a property called dir name. I can say dist. Okay, it considers dist as a dependency or a output folder. Okay, we can change this too. Okay, file name. What is the file name that we want to get, right? Okay, my first webpack dot bundle dot js. Okay, so here in this way we can specify to webpack to tell where I want to store my module bundlers, correct?
Yeah.
Clear? Any doubts?
No.
Yeah. Okay, next we have loaders. Okay, so what is the use of loaders? Okay, so by default webpack only understand JavaScript and JSON files. Okay, JavaScript can understand only, sorry, not JavaScript, Webpack. Webpack can understand only JavaScript and JSON files. So in order to make other files as a module bundlers, okay, we have to use the loaders. Okay, so the goal of a loader is to transform our files into a modules, okay, other than the JavaScript and JSON files. If we want to make them as a modules, we have to use the loaders. Okay, we have the loaders for CSS, images, and text files, and many we have. Okay, so we can see what are the loaders we have, right? Slash. You can see that here you are seeing loaders. Okay, so files, val loaders, ref loaders. Okay, create dependency between any files manually. Okay, CSON loader. It loads and transpiles a CSON file. I don't know what is CSON file. So transpiling. Okay, Babel loader, bubble loader, TypeScript. You heard, I think, TypeScript, right?
Yeah.
TS loader. Okay, TS loader is something that it converts our TypeScript as a module, right? It makes the TypeScript files as a module bundler. And also you have for CoffeeScript, Coffee Loader, and templating. We have HTML loader, Pug loader, Markdown loader. These are the some of the modular loaders we have. So all the loaders main aim is to transform files into the modules. Okay, so for ours is styling. Okay, style loader and CSS loader. Okay, add exports of a module as a style to DOM. So in order to use the in order to make CSS files as a module bundler, we have to go for the style loader and CSS loader. Have you heard Sauce?
No.
Yeah. So Sauce is something that will be useful in order to write the styles as an object-oriented manner. I can say if you want to reuse the styles, right, we can write simply by using Sass. I can say you can introduce the functions, variables, all those things you can do it by using the Sass. Okay, Sass loader.
Okay.
And also they mentioned frameworks. Okay, frameworks. You can see Vue.js. Have you heard? Angular too?
Yeah, I've heard Angular.
Yeah. So these loaders are useful for the frameworks. Currently it seems it is supporting for Vue and Angular 2 template loader.
Okay.
So in order to use any loader, what we have to do? We have to install loader as a div dependency, and also we have to make an entry into our webpack config.js, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like this we have to do it. We have to mention the rules key, correct? Specify the test, okay, property to which files it has to identify. Okay, it should identify the files which are extending with .css. Okay, then use, okay, which loaders that are required to transfer this .css files, right? Those loaders we can tell as an array of loaders. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Next we have plugins. Okay, plugins are the heart or backbone for Webpack. Okay, by using the plugins, we can create the third-party extensions, or we can alter the any Webpack related stuff. We can alter by using the plugins. Okay, we have the loaders. Let me put plugins. Okay, so Webpack has a rich plugin interface. So ESLint plugin for Webpack. Okay, what is this ESLint? So by default, we have to follow the coding conventions, right? Whenever you write the code, correct?
Yes.
What are the coding conventions that we have to follow? Like how many lines that we require and how many spaces that we require in order between the variable declaration and name of the variable, and also how much line length should we consider, right, in order to write any program. Okay, those things we can configure by using the ESLint Webpack plugin. Okay, so these are some of the plugins that are used by Webpack. So if we want to perform any extensions that we want to require for our project via Webpack, right, we have to go for the plugins only. Okay, via plugins only we can achieve that. Okay, so they are saying HTML Webpack plugin. So it is used to create HTML files to serve your Webpack bundles. So internally it will use it. So in order to use this Webpack, plugins, we can specify them inside of our plugins for our Webpack config.js. Okay, so this is enough for plugins. So next we have mode. Okay, Webpack has two modes of operations. What are those? Development and production. I think by default the Webpack has a mode as a production mode. So we can change this mode to development as well by specifying the mode property as development. Okay, what is the use of this mode property, right? Okay, so by using this mode property, Webpack will minimize the contents of the file according to our mode. Okay, in case of production mode, it is possible to that how much minimizes we make our file, right, so that it will load faster into our browser, correct?
Yeah.
We have to minimize our JavaScript files or CSS files, right? So if we apply the mode as a production, the Webpack will do it for us automatically by minimizing those files content. Next we have browser compatibility. Okay, it will mentions that it supports for all browsers that are ECMAScript 5 compliant right? So it supports for all browsers. Okay, so it doesn't support for IE8 and below browsers are not supported.
Okay.
Okay, next. Environment. Webpack runs on Node.js version which is greater than or higher the 8.x version only, it will work. Okay, Webpack will work on Node.js which is greater than 8.x versions only, it will work. Okay, first we will see one simple example how Webpack simply makes the as a modules, right?
Yeah.
And also how it makes the module bundlers, right? In which folder? Those things we are going to see now. So let me create one folder called Webpack. Right. First, I want to create one project, right? What I will do? npm init my Webpack first example. Correct? Not found. So you should not mention directly, I think so. So now npm init. Now package name. You can say Webpack first example. Correct?
Yeah.
Version same. Description. I want to mention like entry point. I don't want to change the entry point. Test command I don't have Git repository. Keywords I don't have. Other you can give any name if you want. License is not required. Okay, it is showing. Is it okay? Yes. Right now, what we are going to see, we have the package.json, correct?
Yes.
Now, inside this we have Webpack first example as a name, and scripts we have, the license we have. So in order to use the first I will create one index.ht. Okay, index.js I will create inside of our folder src, right? Okay, we will write our source code always inside of our src folder. So now I'm going to introduce you Visual Studio Code. Hope you have already using it.
Yeah.
Okay. So code dot, it will open the folder directly. Okay, now if you see src, under that I didn't create any file. I'm going to create a new file called index.js. and also I'm going to create one new file called greeting.js, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so inside of this file, I'm going to create one function. Okay, what is this function? Constant greet me or greet user. Just it returns like good morning plus user. That's it. Okay, fine. I want to increase the font size somewhere. Okay, fine. I'll check that later. Time being it is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, export default greet. Correct? Nothing new here. What I can do, import, right? Greet. Okay, by default it will show for us. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, I can say console.log of greet user Raghavan. Right, I can call greet of by passing username. Understood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one index.html. Okay, outside of our src folder. Okay, index.html. So okay, so now I want to use this greeting.js, right?
Yeah.
How we can do it? Script. I want to insert, right? src is equal to index.js /src/index.js. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I am going to run this, how I can run? Directly, I'll open this file. So what happened? Did I save this file? Just refresh this. You can see cannot use import statement outside a module. Right? So we are getting some error. Right?
Yeah.
So what I am going to do, I am going to generate one bundler file by using Webpack.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So in order to do it, what is the first step we have to do? We have to install Webpack as a dependency for our project. Okay, for that, what is the command we have to use? npm install, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will mention save dev. Okay, so I want to make this dependency as a development dependency. I don't want to use this dependency for production. Now you can see under node modules created, correct?
Yeah.
In package.json, you have one dependency got added, Webpack. Understood?
Yes.
And also you have node modules, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And now what I am going to do, I am going to build my project by using the command called Webpack. Okay. We can run the script commands by using the npm run script name.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Are you following? npm
Yeah.
run build, correct?
Okay.
I am running the build script by using run command, npm run build. Now it will ask, it looks for the CLI for Webpack must be installed. So we have to say yes. Okay, it installs the Webpack CLI. Now if you observe what happened to our project structure. You can see the project structure. One new folder got created, correct?
Yeah.
What is that folder? Dist folder, correct?
Yes.
You can see what happened. Dist makes our all JavaScript files as a one module bundler, main.js. Correct? So now if I go to index.html, instead of src, what I will do, I'll mention dist main.js. Correct?
Yes.
Now if we refresh our page, now you can see the result.
Yeah, I got it.
Understood?
Yes.
So what our Webpack has done, it creates us a module bundler as a main.js. So the same I referred from main.js, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next we are going to see how we are going to run our development server. So far, we have done all our examples locally, right? Like
Yes.
opening the HTML page. So far, we didn't learn how we have to run our application by using any development server, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so for this, what I will do, I will use the Webpack dev server. Okay, Webpack provides one server. I will install the npm install Webpack dev server. Following.
Yeah.
Okay, I will mention as a --- saved. Okay, now Webpack dev server got created. I am going to add one script into our start, right? What is the script? Webpack dev server. So what it will do, it starts a Webpack development server. Now, if I run this, right, npm run, how we can run the script? Npm run start, right?
Yeah.
So it is going to start the Webpack development server with the port number as a 8080. Are you seeing?
Yes.
It started with a port number called 88. Okay, by default, whenever we access this one, right? So by default, it points to the index.html. Always the cannot get slash, right? What is the issue? You can also set none.
Option has not been set.
Okay, content not from Webpack is served from public directory. Okay, it looks for the, here you can see, right? So always it looks for index.html inside of our public folder. Okay, let me create a new folder, public. Okay, let me copy this. Refresh this. Did you get?
Yeah.
So in console, we are getting the error. Main.js is not loaded, correct?
Yes.
So I think we no need to specify the dist folder. Let me see. This came, but what is the error? Compiled with problem. Configuration mode option has not been set. Webpack will fall back to production value. You can also set none to disable any default behavior. Okay, so fine. So now you are able to see this is a warning. I'll do it. So now you are able to see the greet user Raghavan. Good morning, right?
Yes.
So by default, always in order to refer any dist files, we can directly mention the path name. Always it refers to the dist folder directly from the Webpack server.
Okay.
So next step, next I'm going to have created one folder called CSS. Correct?
CSS.
Okay, inside that I'm going to create my CSS file. Okay?
Okay.
So what I will do, body, correct? Background color, some blue. Correct?
Yeah.
Now I want to include this app.css into my index.js. How I can do it? Import, right? App from /css/app.css. Correct?
Yeah.
You'll see what will happen. Just refresh this. File not found. Why? So we got some error. Okay, src/css
Yes.
does not exist. You are seeing, right?
Yeah.
So which means our import is wrong. Okay, src/css. We have to go back to one more step. Okay, you are seeing, you may need an appropriate loader to handle this file type. Currently, node loaders are configured to process this file, right? What is that file? CSS file, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I am making this CSS file as a module. You are following, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this won't work unless and until we have a loaders. I will comment this. You saw the error, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now what I will do, I will create one JSON file. Okay. Data.json. What is the JSON file? What it contains? Keys and values, right? Salary. Okay. Designation. Full stack developer. Okay, now I have JSON file added here. So what I told, you remember, into our entry point. So Java Webpack can understand only the JavaScript and JSON files, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, which means it makes JSON files as a modules by default. So what I will do, I will import data from, you can see, /data.json. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Console.log. Okay, I will mention JSON file info is data. Correct? Am I doing anything not understandable here?
No, I understand.
Correct. So we have imported JSON as a module here. See, if we refresh this, wait until bundle finished. Okay, why? Okay, what is the error we are getting? So it seems this is not okay. Non-JS module files deprecated. So sorry. You understood what I'm doing? We have to refer this, right? Server.
Yeah.
Have you seen the JSON file info?
Yes.
Did we add any loaders?
No.
No, right? So by default, it makes the JSON as it is able to load the JSON. You can see here, if I refresh this, it does not contain the JSON, but how it is managing. Okay, it is somehow managing to get the JSON info to our JavaScript file. Clear it? Yeah. So now if I add the CSS, what it is happening? Save this, just go and refresh. Okay, it is saying some error, correct?
Yeah.
What I will do, I will create one file called webpack config.js, correct? So I'm going to tell to the webpack that I'm going to use CSS loader, correct? Can I copy this? Okay, I don't want entry and output, correct? Clear? Now by default mode is production. Now I made it as a development, correct?
Yeah.
Now if you observe, currently what is the size of this file? It is 1 KB, right? Yeah. Now if I run npm run start, what happened? Invalid configuration object. Webpack has been initialized using a configuration object that does not match the API schema, has an unknown property rules. These properties are valid. Okay. So it is saying something. Rules correct. Okay. No properties. Okay. Okay. Let me see the loaders concept. Okay, which one we are using? Styling loader, right? CSS loader. Okay. So first we have to install this loader. Okay, that's why it is failing. So let me copy this, correct? I want to mention rules. Okay, now let me start the server. still it is getting error. Why? Okay, so you understood? Syntax is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start. Okay, now if I refresh the page, okay, resolve style loader. Okay, I think we have to install the style loader as well. I'll install it. And pm install iPhone saved the style loader. Okay. Now if I refresh this page, right? Localhost 8080. The mode option has not been set. See. Okay, it seems some other things are required. I'll check that. So we can see that blue background, right?
Yeah.
Even if we didn't set the mode as a production or development. Okay, now got completed. Now if you refresh this, okay. So now if you see, is it what happened? Can we make our CSS as a module?
Yeah, I guess yes.
Yes, right. We made our CSS as a module. So in this way, we can use the Webpack in order to make any thing as a module, any asset as a module. Okay, the main intention of Webpack is it is a module bundler. Clear, right? Any doubts you have?
No.
No. Okay, good. So you can practice this example. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay then. We'll meet tomorrow.
Tomorrow means for you in the evening or again tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay, I will tell when I will take both mornings and evening.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay then. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.